So the whole end goal of the problem is that you feel supercharged, you feel relieved, you feel empowered. Right now you're in a space, you're confused, you're like, okay, I know I have something great here, I have so much expertise, but you being the super smart, innovative expert that you are, sometimes it's hard to get out of the weeds of your business, to pull back and to look at it from a higher view. That's where strategic planning comes in. That's where strategic consulting comes in. That's where we come in as your mentors and consultants and educators amplified to advise you on how to structure this message and bring it to market with product marketing expertise. The same expertise that we've used to scale companies like Clever Technology, okay? These are multi-million-dollar firms. You can use these product marketing strategies and apply them to your small business. Now, you're not a huge enterprise like that has to employ thousands and thousands of people, right? Instead, you get to use these strategies to first employ yourself in your business, then employ your executive assistant, then employ someone for social media management, your bookkeeper, and all these different areas. And we actually covered this in the last module of Multiply Your Talents. By the way, if you're like, okay, what's the difference between Black Educators Amplified and Multiply Your Talents? Black Educators Amplified and Multiply Your Talents are both 8 weeks, but Black Educators Amplified is where you get strategic consulting, customized advice. We help you write your website copy. We give you your 3 to 6 month marketing calendar and write it for you based on the 20 question framework, versus Multiply Your Talents is very introductory level, and you're doing that all yourself without the website copy, without the 3 to 6 month marketing calendar that you go through and do year after year. One of the most amazing things that we ended Cohort 3 with was our clients understanding and saying, wow, so I can go through and use this system for other products, other services, other business. I can use this over and over as the years go by. And we're like, yes, exactly. That's exactly how this works. Because once you learn how to master the 3-on-3 emotion framework and the 20 question framework, then you can amplify that and apply it to anything that you do, to any offer, okay? To mine for gold, to get that gold out of your business or out of the businesses you're working with. And so that is why you want to take a consulting module as a B2B business. On the other side, you have B2C, business to consumer. We don't teach or preference that module because it is not lucrative up front. Usually with B2C, you're gonna have a whole bunch of ad spend, and right now you're in a place you're like, I don't have $10,000 to spend on ads. Our clients spend tens of thousands on ads in our marketing agency, but you as an education consultant, as a new consultant, you're like, I don't have ad spend. I don't have $5,000 to drop on ads, right? You're like, ads, that's like intimidating. And so if you don't have those resources to drop on ads, I'm very happy to tell you that you can sell and educate your audience. And marketing is just education. You can sell and educate your audience without ads, no ads necessary. But what is necessary is you showing up on camera like this, you showing your face and being willing to talk to people every single day. Showing up on social media, that is a non-negotiable in this program. If you were hoping this program is going to be some type of program where you're just like a ghost and you don't have to show up on camera, you don't have to post on social media, you don't have to educate your audience, then this is not the program for you. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not some kind of hocus-pocus magic type of thing. If you want to be a well-fed, well-paid entrepreneur, if you want to make global impact with your expertise, you have to show up on camera. You have to educate the masses. You have to speak to your audience and empathize with them and understand their pain points and understand the decisions that they have to make for them to trust you. Because it's unfair, it's completely unfair for your audience for you to feel like you could just come in and serve them without even meeting them face to face through video, without even being willing to educate them with free resources, free lead magnets, which is something we also teach in the course. So you can actually critique your lead magnet and resource so that it's viable for your audience, because this is all about the minimum viable audience. This is not influencer marketing. This is not obtain millions and millions of followers type of marketing strategy. This is organic, ethical, sustained growth through the years, which we have done in Tiffy G Writes, Educators Amplified, Journey With Us. We've done this in all of the businesses, and we've done this with our clients over the years. Feel free to check out the agency website if you want more on that whole back history over the past 8 to 9 years. But this is the mindset that you have to understand. You are not here to be an influencer. And I know Instagram, YouTube, all these different channels, TikTok, Clubhouse, Threads, all of these different places, Twitter will have you thinking, okay, let me just show my lifestyle and be an influencer. Your goal is not to get brand deals with Educators Amplified and being a consulting management firm. Okay, let's take it slow. Your goal is not to be an influencer. Your goal is not to amass thousands and millions of followers. Your goal is to educate your minimum viable audience. That's the term we have in corporate marketing, your minimum viable audience. A small section of people out of the 8 billion people in the world, you only need 50 of them to understand their own pain points and to see your solution as the offer that they need. So this is why we teach consideration stage content creation in the buyer's journey. This is why the preference with Black Educators Amplified is not so much on amassing massive ads, doing all these vanity metrics, but really looking at the data analytics and seeing, okay, with my pricing modules, how many clients do I really need? If my product is $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, how many clients do I really need? I only need 1 to 4 clients, right? Like, just sit on that for a minute. Just think about that. Like, if you're not selling a $20, $30, $40 product, but you can educate someone on the processes and the experience that you have in a particular industry, and on building a business or building their education consultancy, getting a child to learn how to read better through the years, or whatever workshop facilitation it is, whatever your signature framework is, and we will help you work this out through weeks 1 and 2 of the program, looking at your work history and your history in business. But if you only need to sign 1 to 4 clients, then statistically, how many people need to see your brand? Now you start to see where we're going with this. If you only need 1 to 4 or maybe 4 to 8 clients at any given time, that changes everything, doesn't it? You don't need to have 1 million followers on YouTube or Instagram or wherever you're posting on Threads. You don't need to start a Threads account, because I already know you're similar to me. You're like, I don't want to be on TikTok. I don't want to be on Threads. Guess what? I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Threads. I'm not on any of those platforms. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm heavily reliant on email marketing. I do not run ads. Instead, to bring traffic to our business, what we do speaking engagements. We do speaking here on YouTube, and then we actually go behind the scenes and partner with other entrepreneurs across the world, and we partner with them and speak to their audience in exchange for their email address. And so that's the reason people spend tens of thousands of dollars on ads. But if you don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on ads and you can keep that as profit, why wouldn't you, right? Where you can have your signature process, your signature keynote speech, your signature program, which turns into a signature book, which turns into a signature course that's super unique in your industry because you have a specific conviction. Now, marketing and storytelling and education is all about having a conviction. So now you have to decide, okay, what is my conviction and my stance in my industry? For example, I'm of the profound and very, very super strong belief, and I say this shamelessly because of what we've been able to get our clients to achieve and what our clients have achieved by using this framework, both the agency clients and Educators Amplified. I'm of the very, very strong opinion that AI should only be used for research. AI should never write your website copy. AI should never write your blog content. AI should never, 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 never write your email content or your social media captions. Never. Because we are in an existential crisis as humans, where if we just put our brains and allow them to be bogged down by AI, our brains will just become robotic. We were made as humans. We have a level of divinity. We have a level of empathizing and storytelling. AI cannot tell the story of when I was a child and saw my mom working on the weekends, creating a group coaching program for elders in a nursing home. AI doesn't know that about me. Only I can write that story. And it's the same for you. These are the type of stories that we pull out and extract during Educators Amplified. So we have that as a very strong belief. And, it's just amazing by the grace of the Most High and just the abundance that we have been able to this year in 2024 sign 5 speaking engagements directly tied to this topic. Directly tied to empathy, emotions, and humane stories. This is what our businesses are all about: empathy, emotions, and humane stories. And all you're getting, you have to get an understanding, because this is literally an existential crisis in the world where too many small business owners believe they can just chat GPT, microwave the solution. And it's very unethical. It's unethical to think like that, especially when you have a high ticket program that you want to sell. You want to sell an incubator, you want to sell a consultancy, you may be an introvert, you want to sell some type of consulting problem based on that, or grow your group therapy practice. We've done that for a client. Whatever it is, it's completely unethical to assume that your human audience wants to be chat GPT'd on the sales page. It's completely unethical. It doesn't work, and it hasn't worked. In fact, I was just looking at a post yesterday from a banking client. They're looking for a copywriter. They're looking for someone to do their blogs, their social media, their email, like the whole package that we do inside the agency. And at the bottom, they say, "We will not take any AI submissions." This is how serious it is, because wise enterprise level clients who already have successful companies know that AI will ruin their brand. They know that AI will bog down their message and make them seem like a cookie cutter business. It will ruin their brand image. Think back to the brands we used to see during the diversity, equity, and inclusion phase, during the time where Mr. Floyd, I think his name George Floyd, was murdered, right? And so there's a lot of insensitivity in the corporate world at that time. And so they had these speakers and educators coming in to talk about anti-racism and diversity and equity and inclusion and all of these things, right? Because the way the companies were marketing and pronouncing things could totally destroy their reputation. In PR, you call that a brand crisis, where you put out a message that destroys your brand and destroys your trust. This is not the time to destroy trust with your audience, because trust in business and marriage and relationship and parenting and anything you do in friendship, once the trust is gone, man, that's hard to get back. And as an entrepreneur, you never want to lose your audience's trust. You never want to do that. By having ChatGPT write your entire email sequence, your entire website, you post it up, you've had it up for a year now, maybe 1.5 years, and you're like, man, why isn't this converting to sales? Maybe people sign up to the email list. Maybe people start to talk, but when you look at your sales and the traffic that you're getting, you're converting about 1% of your audience, versus you could use this method and convert 7% on average. That's our average conversion rate with this method. 7% of our audience. And then once we get on a sales call or they go to a sales page, the conversion rate is even higher at 56%. 1 out of every 2 people who comes across our sales page and comes across the offers signs up in a time span of 3 to 6 months. We teach this method to you. It's not a ChatGPT method. It's not an AI method. And so if you're someone, you don't want to do the work, you don't want to learn how to write, you don't want to use business writing, you think communications is obsolete, this isn't the program for you. This is for people who care about humanity and want to actually serve humans on a humane, high-level industry sphere. You want to create something that's lasting beyond you. And you're creating this for your nieces, your nephews, your children. You're creating this to employ people both in America and Africa. You're creating this to partner with higher education institutions. Now imagine going to a higher education institution and you're not able to clearly articulate yourself confidently because you had AI write everything and you don't really know what you're saying. And you're just kind of going from AI. Again, once that trust is lost, it is so hard to get back. Don't allow your business to go down that lazy route. There's no better way to say it. There's no nicer way to say it. When we have clients in the agency that understand this principle, and small businesses, 8 out of 10 Black businesses, I spoke about this on my Instagram at Tiffy G Writes a few months ago. 8 out of 10 Black businesses since 2020 have gone out of business. We are in an emergency situation, our community, when 8 out of 10 Black businesses, 80%, have gone out of business since 2020. What happened between 2020 and 2024? Let's do a timeline together real quick. 2020 was the pandemic. This was the prime time to start a business. People had PPP, people had the resources, people had the ability to invest and scale their companies. They invested and they scaled. There's 2 ways they invest and scale. One, people would invest and scale in their core message. This is what we did. We invested and scaled our core message. Now the business is taken off, right? A 6-figure net worth in the business, okay? The business is taken off versus companies that did these vanity metrics and did these vanity things of, okay, let me just dump a whole lot of money into ads without even having the core message. If you run ads without the core message and the 20-question framework, you are going to see your bank account in the negative, and you're not going to see an ROI because the ads only amplify the core messaging work that you've already put in. There is no magic fix to business. It is diligence, it is excellence, it is work. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. But you and I both know you weren't designed to be in a 9-to-5 either. You weren't designed for that life. I wasn't designed for that life. That's why I'm not a 9-to-5 worker and have not worked a 9-to-5 since 2017 actually. I'm sorry, 2017. I quit Did I quit in April 2017 or 2016? One of those. Yeah, one of those. I think it may have been autumn 2017. But either way, you were not designed for that lifestyle. You know that. You know that hanging out on the phone all day, that's not really your thing. Even though you're excellent at customer service, you're excellent at your job, but you're like, there's something missing. You know, this business, I can't build equity in my business and have it as an asset for my children after me. You know, your children can't inherit a job, but they can inherit your consulting firm. They can inherit your message, your course. They can inherit the business that you structure and articulate. And then we get into the realm of working capital and funding. Once you structure your program and you have the signature framework and you have your accounts, your financial accounts, your books good, you have high profit margins, right? Has to have high profit margins. That's something else we talk about in the course. You're in business to have high profit margins. You're not in business to throw off all of your money to some tech company. That doesn't help your business. Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs, we have to understand these things. We have to understand these things. We have to get more knowledgeable and educated about these areas. We have to read books. And if we're not willing to read books, then we need to get in programs. If we're not willing to get in programs, I don't know what to tell you. Because without education that you cannot find on Google, you will not get that far. And we've seen that with the statistics where 8 out of 10, 80% of Black businesses failed from 2020 to 2024. I'm thankful to be in the 20% of Black businesses that have not only survived but thrived and scaled and went out to broaden their offers and continue to refine and go to speaking engagements internationally and continue to teach people how to create a business based in America, serve their clients based in America, license out their course, license out their service, license out their speaking engagements, their keynote speeches, to create a business where you don't have to spend $10,000 on ads, where you don't have to leave your home if you're a mom or a dad, where you can have your home office. And by the way, there are digital nomad visas, self-employed visas that are looking for entrepreneurs like you in Africa and Europe and Asia and the Middle East, but we're in Africa, okay? And so, you know, I can talk about this for a very long time, but this video has been long. And so if you want to continue this conversation and take the leap to trust yourself in Educators Amplified, to trust the process and to do the diligent and excellent work of finding your core message and then duplicating it so that you can expand your business not only in America, but throughout Africa, this is your time. There are 4 slots available. We begin October 7th at 2 p.m. We go on for 8 weeks, okay? We go on for a full 8 weeks. It is a heavy program where you are required to do work about 3 to 5 hours a week. Every week, 3 to 5 hours has to be devoted. You treat this as a higher education course that you're going through. Those speedy, I remember in college we had the 8-week courses, and I was the type of student, I would do like self-study. I didn't want to go in to talk to the professor. I did self-study because that's how I learned. I like to study for myself. I needed to be quick because success likes speed. So that's why the program is 8 weeks. Once you're in that motion and you're in that mode, you already have a habit. After 30 days, you hit 60 days in the program. Now you've just created this whole habit with us there to assist you and to answer your custom questions and to elevate the way you show up and to help you create this sophisticated brand offer that you're then able to get funding. You're then able to expand with working capital. You're then able to create an entire agency in America, in Kenya, in Ghana, in South Africa, in Mauritius, in Seychelles, in Rwanda, wherever you want to go, because you have the core sophisticated message. Again, our agency clients, they pay $3,500 for this on average per month, usually on a 3-month to 12-month term. They usually renew it for 24 months, okay? But the program, you can begin for $550. So go ahead, check out the link in the description, and we cannot wait to serve you. Talk soon.